So I want to have a discussion about criticism here on World of Geekdom. I want to talk about the word criticism and the perceived meaning versus the true meaning of it. Now, the thing about criticism, okay, and critics and things like that is that criticism is really an opinion. And the reason why I was inspired to do this is because one of the biggest criticisms that I've received is that I don't know how to handle criticism. Now, it's interesting because when I look at people saying this and I examine people saying that I don't know how to handle criticism, very strange phenomenon happens here. The people who say I don't know how to handle criticism or that I don't know how to handle being criticized, every person who's ever said that to me, I've either never had a conversation with and have had very limited, if any, interaction with, and this interaction has all been through Twitter or a comment section or something like that. Nobody who knows me in the real world, and I'm talking about not just friends, I'm talking about business partners, I'm talking about family, I'm talking about even people who are very intelligent, people who have degrees in stuff like this, have ever really said that I don't know how to handle criticism. Now, at one time in my life, I certainly did not know how to handle criticism. And there are obviously going to be times here and there where we make mistakes, of course. But people who know me in the real world have never said that I don't know how to handle criticism. Now, what does that tell you? If there's people out there who are saying this about you, who are making judgment calls about me, who have never spoken to me one-on-one ever or in a group environment, who don't really know anything about me at all, nothing, you know, if these people are saying this and the people who really do know me don't say it, so what does that really mean? Okay, think about that for a minute. So at this point in my career, I've become somewhat of a public figure. My Geekdom 101 channel, the main Dragon Ball channel I do, is approaching 300,000 subscribers, and by the time this video goes up, it might actually be at 300,000. So in the YouTube landscape, in the YouTube world, I'm a pretty well-known guy in my own community. And the problem is that the more well-known you become, the more you're going to get criticized. Now, the problem is that the word criticism, I think, gets thrown around with people not having a clue what it actually means. Now, when you criticize something, is the actual definition of it from dictionary.com is the expression of disapproval of someone or something based on perceived faults or mistakes. Then the other definition is the analysis and judgment of the merits and faults of a literary or artistic work. So here's the thing. If you're going to succeed at anything in life, whether it be athletically, scholastically, whether it be content creation, whether it be artistically, whether it be anything, it doesn't matter what it is, even in your job, you're going to deal with criticism from your bosses, you're going to deal with it from your coworkers, you're going to deal with it from your employees if you're in a position of power. That's just how it is. Criticism comes with the territory. Now, the problem lies when people say that I don't know how to handle criticism based upon the fact that I don't take their advice or I don't put merit into their opinion. So here's the thing about opinions, okay? Let me hit you with some deep shit here. Some of you guys are going to get this, some of you are not. But I think at one point you will understand it, hopefully, if you develop. Like, if you don't get what I'm saying, when you get older, you'll get what I'm saying. Opinions are not facts. And the problem with criticism and what they think is criticism is that there's a difference between criticizing my art and criticizing my content versus criticizing me as a person, okay? If you want to criticize the videos I produce, and this goes for all content creators, the quality of the videos, the information, the editing, all that stuff, the audio quality, you have a right to do that. You can do that, and most of the time when I receive criticism like that, I take it to heart, and if it's intelligently written and not from the perspective of somebody who is either envious or who is trying to purposely bring me down to their level, I will take the criticism and I will learn from it. I have been criticized by several of my partners who I work with in YouTube, including names like Comics Explained, including people like Rhymestyle, including people like Quamman. So why do I take criticism from them? And by the way, one of those three guys really criticized me recently, and I mean he went off on me, and yet I took his advice. I took it. I didn't cry about it. I didn't block him or anything. So why is it that I block certain people and I don't block these people? It has nothing to do with friendship. It has to do with the fact that when you tell somebody bullshit like this person is spreading misinformation, or this person, his content, you know what, his content is good, but he's a horrible person. No, these people don't know me. They don't know you either. And I'm talking to you guys. I'm using myself as an example, but it's about you guys. They don't know a fucking thing about me, bro. You cannot judge a person's entire character on shit that they tweet out or shit that they say in a video. You can't do it. You can't. You cannot do it. And if you think that you do it, then you're a fucking sad person. If you actually believe you can judge someone's character based on the way they act on the internet, which is probably fake anyways with most people. You're not going to get fakeness with me, which is another reason why I get criticized, because people can't handle the real shit. You don't know me. You don't know anything about me. You don't know where I live. You don't know what I look like. You don't know what car I drive. Some people know what I look like, but the point is, you don't know shit. You don't know anything about my struggles. You don't know anything about anything. You don't know shit. You just know that you gave me an opinion. I disagreed with it, and all of a sudden now I'm your public enemy. All of a sudden now, because I didn't take your opinion to heart or your criticism, I don't care about it because it doesn't matter to me, or because I don't agree with it, because we disagree, all of a sudden I become public enemy number one. And then come the fucking exposed videos, and then come the fucking, why Geekdom 101 sucks, and, blah, 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 blah. And at the end of the day, that really is all that it is blah, 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 blah. The idea that somebody would say, oh, well, so-and-so is a dick on Twitter. Everyone's a dick on Twitter, bro. And, it's just so funny how the human race is, because people have this self-righteous soapbox that they sit on where they say shit like, oh, that person does this person does that, and they have no self-awareness that they do the exact same thing, if not more. Recently I had somebody say that I was a dick on Twitter, meanwhile they're going around saying that I'm ugly. Huh? So I'm a dick because I didn't take your criticism, but yet you're going to call me ugly, and that makes you a saint? It doesn't make sense to me. But that stuff happens all the time. And the thing is about criticism is this. So constructive criticism comes from the perspective of somebody who actually cares about your content, who cares about you, even if it's someone who doesn't really know you, even if they only like you a little bit. They care about you, and they actually want you to improve, not just yourself, but the entire community and what you represent. That's constructive criticism done right, with communication skills. And even when I receive constructive criticism, it doesn't mean I have to agree with it. It doesn't mean I have to change what I'm doing because you think that I should do what you want me to do. We are all here to serve a purpose, and my purpose is my purpose, not yours. That's another thing. It has to do with the ego thing I talked about before. People have such huge egos, they think that you should change because they want you to, because they want you to be like them. And that's so egotistical, it's not even funny, bro. It just makes me laugh that people throw around words like criticism and ego, and they have no idea what the fuck these words even mean. It's like they were told this when they were in 6th grade, and somehow it stuck with them or something. They didn't even realize what the word even meant. So when it comes to criticism, right, there's a difference between constructive criticism and somebody being a douchebag. And the douchebags always get ignored. If somebody says, fuck this guy, he sucks, we've received all, and I say we as in everybody on YouTube who's successful, we've received all kinds of criticism. Oh, this guy's in it for the money, he's a sellout, he's a clickbaiter, blah, 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 just constant shit, constant fucking bullshit. It's the same thing all throughout. I remember recently my friend Masico X and my friend Rhymestyle received criticism for being too nice. Somebody said, you're too nice, and it comes off fake. I just don't have time in my life to tell somebody else they're too nice, and it comes off fake. What are you trying to accomplish here? You're too nice, man. That's criticism? I don't know. If you think someone's really fake, stop watching them. That's it. That's all I do. I don't ever sit there and comment and tweet at them and say, fuck you, you fucking fuck. I don't do that shit. I've done it before. I stopped doing it. I'm not going to say I've never done it, but I stopped doing it when I grew the fuck up. But it's funny to me because when you disagree with their opinion, their response is, oh, so-and-so can't take criticism. No, I just don't agree with your criticism. And I don't have to agree with it. I don't. And then people will say that, oh, this person, he doesn't take criticism. He's a dick, man. He called me a name. No. Chances are, if you get called a name, it means that you popped off at the mouth first. That's what that means. Because telling somebody, hey, man, you should improve this, is different from telling somebody, you know what, man, fuck you. You're just a piece of shit. You're a dick. So you come at me with this fucking aggressive, hostile behavior, and I retort, which, to be honest, I really should not do, because at this point in my career, I feel like in the Dragon Ball community, I have nothing to prove to anybody. Nothing. Because I have industry-wide respect from people who actually matter, not losers with anime avatars who spend all day on Twitter and Discord. I ain't got time for that shit. Breathing heavy into the mic and shit. I don't even need to prove myself, but sometimes I'll respond back because I want to put them in their place. Then they get mad because they came at you hostile and you defended yourself. Like, what kind of a pussy do you have to be to act like that? You know what I mean? So obviously, as human beings, though, when somebody says something, says, like, for example, your video sucks or whatever, your first reaction is, man, like, is this true? And you start defending yourself. Like, does that actually mean that your video really sucks? Well, if people like your video, if it puts smiles on their faces, if you're not lying to them or misinforming them, if you're not using them to fill your wallet up, then no, it's not a fact. It's not a fact at all. Same thing with the fact that I don't take criticism well. That's bullshit. That's the biggest crock of shit I've ever heard about me. Literally the biggest one. The ego one I'll give you, because we're human beings and I've accepted that. But the criticism one, when I've talked to industry professionals who have told me to do this, and this, and I've listened, because I don't listen to some loser who wants to bring me down to their level, I can't take criticism. No, I just choose not to take criticism from people who don't matter. I had a guy recently on a certain message board say that he called me out and he says, I don't watch your videos. I don't like your videos. I don't think that you have good content. I think you're a clickbaiter, blah, 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 blah. All this shit, all this stuff, right? And I don't like the fact that you do this. I'm talking about you, geekdom, and I'm just thinking there like, why should I even listen to you? Like, think about what I'm telling you right now. The guy told me, I don't watch you or follow you. I think you're a dick, which again is a fucking judgment call. The guy has no idea who I am or what I've done for anybody. But yeah, he'll sit there and he'll say, yeah, I think you suck, blah, 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 but you should do this to improve. No, if you're not going to watch me, if you're not a supporter of what I produce, why the fuck should I give you the time of day? Why should I waste my time talking to a person who does not even fucking support what I do, bro? And then I'm the bad guy? In their eyes? Are you nuts? Like, that's like if I went up to Kanye West and I said, yo, Kanye, man, you fucking suck. I download all your music. I don't pay for it. But I just want to tell you that, you suck and I'm never buying an album again. Like, why should he even listen to me? That's great, bro. That's great. There's hundreds and thousands of other people who do like it, who matter. The people who support what I do matter. They matter. The people who appreciate what I do, they matter. Some fucking moron on a message board who has no conceptual idea of how to run a business or how to produce content, why the fuck should I respect his opinion? Like, I have no reason to respect his opinion. It's not even an ego thing. It's called being a smart businessman. If you're going to do business and you're going to listen to criticism, listen to it from at least people who are successful and know what the fuck they're doing. And you don't have to listen to one person. Listen to a few of them. Different people from all walks of life and different creeds and races and genders and all that stuff. But to listen to some loser who just wishes he was you and wants to make you more like him because he can't be more like you because he's lazy, I don't have time for that shit. Come on, bro. I'm too busy producing videos that fucking bang out. I'm too busy working on content that people actually like. Because if people didn't like my content, I would not have 300,000 subscribers. I would have stopped growing a long time ago. And that's the reality of life, is that the numbers and the likes on the videos speak for themselves, dude. See what I'm saying? It's like if somebody sits there and they say something like, Michael Jackson sucks, or the Beatles sucks, okay, or something like that, right? Okay, you may not like those artists, but those artists sell millions, which means that people out there like them. Now, if you're going to sit there and you're going to say, oh, well, those people are all stupid, well, then you're just an egomaniac. Like, what gives you the right to judge somebody else's intelligence based on what they like? It's stupid. They're just angry people who literally waste time trying to bring somebody else down. They can't do shit themselves. They can't improve their conditions, so they want to hurt somebody else and bring them down to their level. And I ain't got time for it. I don't have time. Because the bigger you get, the more haters you're going to get. That's just the reality. The more bullshit you're going to have to deal with. But that's fine, because the bigger you get, the more ability you have to spread your message, your positive message around the world, which is what I'm doing with this video right here. Because this is going to be inspiring to those who want to do what I do. Right? You're going to get criticized. So, to sum this all up, how do I handle criticism? Here's how I handle it. If somebody comes at me with a legitimate criticism that I feel fits with my moral compass and that I feel is righteous and that feels from an actual good place, I will take that criticism and I will think about it. Doesn't mean I'm going to change everything the first day, but I will sit on it, let it marinate, and I will think about it. That's the reality of the situation. But if somebody wants me to change, then they pester the fuck out of me to where I mute them. Then they make a video about me or something like that, or something. Like, no, like, you're irrelevant to me now, because you've gone past the point of criticism to now the point of just being an angry person on Twitter who wants things their way. And you can't have it your way every time. You just can't. And if that's a problem, don't watch my videos. I'm the only YouTuber who actively tells people not to watch my shit. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. Seriously, don't sub. I'm the only guy who's ever said that. Because I don't want people like that watching me. I want good people who understand my message, who understand what I'm doing. So if you send me a criticism that I don't agree with, don't take it personal. I just don't agree. And maybe I will agree. Or maybe I'll agree later on. Or maybe I think you're fucking stupid. I think that your opinion doesn't matter if you send me a criticism. If you're one of these fucking leeches. And I think you need to chill the fuck out. Because if I take criticism, it's going to be from somebody who I respect or from a respectable opinion. That's grown man talk. And people are too scared to say this because they don't, they want to be a people pleaser. I love everyone. I love everyone. Well, I love a lot of people, dude. But there's people out there who I don't care for, okay? People who try to bring you down, I don't care for you. I hope that you get out of your rut and become a success and stop hating. But in the meantime, I'm not going to help you out. I'm too busy helping out people who I care about, who I love. You see what I'm saying? That's real shit. That's grown man shit. That's how you should look at things if you're going to do this. Don't ignore everybody. Ignore all the critics. Or if you're going to listen to them, listen to the right ones. Not the ones who criticize you by judging your character. Because that shit gets no play in this motherfucker. I'll talk to you later.